Nothing beats a good old overpowered main character trope in anime. There's a certain enjoyment we all draw from watching someone be overpowered that no one else can touch. It's a fantasy inside a fantasy that we all love to watch, and thankfully, the anime genre keeps producing amazing shows with overpowered MCs. Here's some of my favorites. Starting off the list at number 10, it's Tanya from the saga of Tanya the Evil. Imagine not believing in God, and in this case, a God who decides to give you one last chance to become a devout believer and turn yourself to faith by reincarnating you as Tanya von der Gurachov, a super powerful magical girl in the middle of an alternate universe in Germany during World War I. The saying is God works in mysterious ways, but this is more like God works in batshit crazy ways. Thank you, God, though, for giving this psychopath superhuman physical and magical abilities such as flight, energy manipulation, and beam emissions. And if that's not overpowered enough, Tanya also possesses masterful marksmanship, explosion manipulation, making bullets explode with the power of a nuke, telekinesis, and just in case, self-destruction. I wonder if Jesus had all of these powers too, but he was just too much of a nice guy to use them. At number 9, it's Tatsuya Shiba from the Irregular at Magic High School. Tatsuya is the epitome of an overpowered main character. He's like one of those perfect main characters who can do no wrong. He's incredibly intelligent and part of the most elite military units. He can read the activation sequence of a magic spell and recreate its raw code in reverse order to cancel the spell. They call his abilities miracles, and there's good reason for that. Because of Tatsuya's genius, he can make backups of himself in his mind. Whenever his body's in critical condition, he just thinks a certain thought and his physical body is restored to the state it was during the backup. Even when Tatsuya is on the verge of death, he can instantly restore himself to a saved point in the past. Moving on to number 8, we have Shiki from the Garden of Sinners. Shiki is from a family of demon hunters. Children born into the Ryogi family are generally raised with a male and female personality. Now, Shiki has incredible endurance, agility, and strength. She's capable of dispatching a horde of undead or even spirit-like beings, especially when in possession of a katana. However, what sets her above and beyond most, if not every single being in her universe, is her mystic eyes of death perception, an ability that allows the user to perceive the death of something, living or non-living, in the form of lines and dots on the target. When cut or stabbed, it causes the object to be sliced and killed with ease, or in the case of the dots, erase a being or object's entire existence completely. At number 7, it's Meliodas from the 7 Deadly Sins. Meliodas is the former captain of not just one, but 2 of the most powerful groups in the world. His skill in battle is legendary, and his inherent power is full counter. This allows him to reflect attacks aimed at him back at the enemy, but with double the power. So the stronger his opponent, the stronger the full counter is. Plus, like all members of the Demon Clan, he's also capable of manifesting the power of darkness to morph into various shapes for a variety of purposes, such as forming wings to fly, reattaching limbs, and enhancing both his physical and magical abilities. Next on the list is Inuyashiki at number 6. The main character, Inuyashiki Ichiro, has a family that hates him. His only friend is his dog, Hanako. But worry not, by being in the right place at the right time, he's struck by a mysterious explosion and gets an upgrade to his old sick body with an advanced mechanical body. So this sad old man is now suddenly an amazing robot with all kinds of overpowered abilities. His 58-year-old brain's replaced with a supercomputer that has the capability to use built-in programs, which thankfully didn't go to a 9-year-old because all they do is play Fortnite on it. His shell is pretty much indestructible, and maybe it could be damaged by another robot, but thankfully there aren't any other evil robots out there. And just to name a few more powers: enhanced senses, robotic senses, telekinesis, healing properties, full technokinesis, technological adaptability, arm cannon, multi-target laser, self-destruction, and most importantly, the ability to shoot out of his finger while saying "Bah, bah, 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 bah." At number 5, we have Mob from Mob Psycho 100. Shigeo Kageyama's just a kid trying to live a normal life. You know, maybe find a cute girl for himself, play some sports, have some friends. But sadly for him, he's socially awkward. And also probably the most powerful Esper in the world. The abilities he's suppressed since childhood are multiple and overpowered. The name of the show is a looming threat of what will happen if he ever goes 100%. He doesn't have full control of his power, and as more emotional distress hits him, the more of his power leaks out, where 100% of it would put entire cities in danger. Even a low percentage of his power is pretty much unstoppable by anyone. Some of his abilities include telekinesis, astral projection, energy transfer, and most useful in Esper fights, the ability to drain other Esper's psychic energy. At number 4, it's Goro-sensei from Assassination Classroom. Everyone has that one weird teacher in school, but at least yours isn't a humanoid octopus whose color changes based on their mood, that can move faster than a jet airplane, and that plans to destroy the Earth in 1 year. After effectively taking over the world, he decides to become a junior high school teacher, and his students just love him, calling him Goro-sensei, which is a combination of the words unkillable and teacher. And oh boy, have they tried to kill him. Every day they execute multiple assassination attempts on their teacher in order to save the world, and gain 10 billion yen from the government, might I add. Goro-sensei has so many abilities that makes the kids' jobs much harder, including antimatter physiology, camouflage, absolute defense, an energy laser, shedding skin like a snake, skin that's indestructible and others can wear as an armor, regeneration, superhuman speed, and way too many more. Next on the list at number 3, it's Momonga from Overlord. As the only player character in the world full of NPCs, he's the most powerful being in Yggdrasil, thanks to his own devotion to the game, but also his guildmates. He's a powerful magician / necromancer, and has all of the powerful items and NPCs his guild has collected at his disposal. He has 718 spells that he's memorized, some of which are damaging spells and necromancy spells that allow him to conjure powerful undead beings. The list of his abilities is too large to fit in any video under 2 hours long. Moving on to number 2, it's Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate. Alucard works for the Hellsing organization, and their main purpose is to fight vampires and other supernatural forces. In fact, he's probably the most powerful vampire out there. He seems to be pretty much invincible. He fights like a masochist to entertain himself. He toys with his enemies, first giving them a chance to carve him up, and only then fighting back. The damage he takes regenerates quite quickly. He also manages to find joy in the little things, such as killing his enemies. Killing his enemies, and another hobby that includes killing his enemies. Killing is pretty much his favorite thing in the world. And that's why it's good for him to have so many abilities, such as regeneration, the ability to manipulate blood, soul absorption, vampiric speed, and many more. He's basically like the Swiss Army knife of abilities, if the Swiss Army knife was actually used just for killing. And finally, at number 1, it's Saitama from One Punch Man. Saitama is quite obviously the most powerful being to exist in One Punch Man. He's a main character that's so overpowered that he suffers from an existential crisis, as he's now too powerful to gain any thrill from fighting. Former hero for fun turned pro, he's a bold, ordinary-looking man that's often underestimated by his enemies, only for them to get one punch KO'd. He's quite the mellow person, but his strength attracts the company of many other powerful characters, both friends and foes. The origin of Saitama's powers are, according to him, wait for it, a year and a half of doing 100 push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and running 10 kilometers daily. For Americans out there, that's like 6.2 miles. Not the most impressive backstory, but nevertheless, a very fun anime to watch. I hope you love this video as much as I love making it, because some of these shows are my favorite shows. Thank you for the love and support you're giving me on these videos. The transition to this type of content was kind of scary for me, but the response has been positive, and that just makes me try that much harder, so thank you. I've also created a Patreon account too, so please check that out if you have the time. It would be great for you to do that as well. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more anime related content, and leave a comment of what top 10 you would like to see me do next.